husband told me he settled for me. I was a single mum of 2 when I met my husband. My husband is 9 years older than me. I was 33 when we got married. I'm 41 now. My kids are grown and out of the house now too. My husband got drunk and revealed terrible things that I wish I just didn't know. He married me because he didn't want to die alone. He only had 2 relationships, 3 total if you include me. He's not attracted to women that look like me. He said I'm overweight and he was very underwhelmed by my appearance, but he learned to love me on the inside because even though I'm ugly on the outside...
Ugly is the word he said.
Even though I'm ugly on the outside, I'm so beautiful on the inside, and that's what makes me different from the other girls. And the way he said that to me, he made it sound so genuine, like he was saying something so sweet and romantic to me. But it's like, dude, don't you realize you just called your wife ugly? Like, wow, what? I cried so much that night. He did apologize since that happened, but I can't get out of my head that my husband thinks he's too good for me. He also said in no world he thought he would ever marry a single mum and basically be a cuck and be a dad to someone else's kids. But he said he didn't want to die alone and I was his only option, so he took on my baggage. I think my husband thinks he deserves better because he's not overweight and more financially stable than most guys. I feel like he thinks he deserves a hot 22-year-old girl with no kids. But it does hurt me that he thinks I'm ugly and he just married me because he didn't want to die alone. I've had people tell me to get over it and everyone settles, but I have a hard time believing that every married couple settles.
This story is so shocking because this man told the wife that he has never been attracted to her. That means he settled for this woman. And then he went on to tell her that she is overweight, that he's body shaming her. Who does that to their wife? And then he went on to say that she is ugly and that he just learned to love her from the inside. Wow, this man was so disrespectful. No one is allowed to just speak such hurtful words to someone else, especially your wife. Then he went on to say that he married the woman because he was lonely. Can you imagine? Women, we should be careful. We should avoid such men. Men who think that they're just settling down with us. Because such men can hurt you so much in your life in ways that you cannot even imagine. Just imagine, this lady has been married to this man for many years, and this man came up after so many years to tell her all those hurtful words. That's not fair at all.
Don't marry the love of their lives. That's something that women do. Men marry the woman who is there when he is ready. Let me explain. By the way, I'm Taylor Love. I help explain the masculine brain, so you don't have to think so much. If you like that kind of stuff, hit the follow button. One of the biggest differences between men and women is that women live in the realm of emotion, of story, of feeling. Men live in the realm of logic, reason, direction, future planning. A woman will meet a guy when she's 22 or 32 or 27 or 43, and as long as things feel right, she's going to go in that direction, anticipating that things are going to keep feeling right, and as long as they do, she's going to be with that man. This is not the case with men. Being that we are wired to provide, even though bullshit 50-50 culture says the opposite, feminism says that women should provide for themselves, which is a total farce. We know, masculine men know deep down, we have to be ready for shit to hit the fan. Financially, physically, emotionally, spiritually, all of the things. And therefore, a man is wired by nature to only commit, provide resources, and limit his options sexually when he is in a place that he feels like no matter what happens, I got this. You could be with an amazing man. He could love you, you could love him. If he's 23 years old, 26, or honestly, even anywhere before 30, chances of him being ready from a nervous system perspective to decide that for the rest of his life, he's going to be with one person and he's going to be responsible for himself, that person, and the other little people that come along with relationships at times is highly unlikely. Men don't marry the love of their life. Men marry the woman who is in alignment with his mission when he is ready.
Hi guys, it's your girl John Complete. Welcome back once again to my YouTube channel, and in today's video I'm reacting to men who are admitting that they settle down with their wives, and I would like you to watch closely and listen because this is so interesting. But don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment.
Married 5 times, man. The first time I got married, I was really young and she cheated on me and broke my heart. The next 4 times I got married was strictly for financial reasons. See, I'm an in-ground swimming pool builder, so I'm constantly in contact with women that have a lot of money or women that are freshly out of divorces and untook half their old man shit and they're ready to spend it. Bro, if I knew that, I would finesse my way into getting them to date me with the goal of them marrying me. See, I say if you're talented at something, you should always get paid for it. And my talent is getting wealthy women to marry me without a prenup. But this job ain't for everybody, man. A couple of my wives look like ass, man. Like I was repulsed to touch them or sleep with them or kiss them. But all I had to do was hang out for a couple years, get a divorce, and then get a nice little settlement at the end. Now, my last ex-wife, I hit the jackpot. She was hot and she was a trust fund baby. She literally financed my entire swimming pool company that I still have to this day. And I got her pregnant twice. So once we got a divorce, I got joint custody. And now I get a really fat child support check every month from her. Fellas, if you're good looking or you got game or both, don't waste that shit on love. You're just going to end up lonely and broke.
There are some men who want women's finances. That's why they settle down with them. As you've heard in that video, the man is clearly admitting that he was channeling women who have money and he was getting money from them from all the divorces he was having. And yes, there are men who just settle down with women not because they love them and care for them, but because they love their money. And you guys, all the time men are here saying that women are gold diggers, but let's talk about men who are gold diggers, and yet there are many right now in this era. Right now you find men are also channeling women who have money. They don't care if they love them or not. All they want is the money that the woman has. So you guys, you have to be careful as women also. If you're a woman and you're really established and you have your life together and you have the money, be careful. Sometimes men are targeting such women who have money so that they can easily settle down with them even if they don't love them.
The woman I married is not the woman I have loved the most.
Right. What the f***'s going on?
I've been with my wife for 14 years. She's an amazing spouse, partner, mother, and I'm happy with the beautiful family we've made. That being said, my one true love is a woman I was with right before I met my wife. This woman and I dated for 3 years. She changed my life. She introduced me to so much. She was the only person I trusted enough to pour my heart to. Even my wife, I can't do this with. She was my perfect match, compatible in every way. No one has made me laugh like her, made me feel pure, unadulterated happiness as much as she has. And I've never been with a lover that I felt as physical and emotionally connected as I am with her. If there are soulmates, she was mine. The short time we were together, we planned out our lives together forever. Unfortunately, she needed to leave the country. Her parents were in an accident that killed her father, leaving her mother in need of care. I was serving in the military, fresh out of college, and I couldn't go with her. We tried to make it work, but it became clear we wouldn't be together for at least another 3 years. She became more withdrawn after the accident and resented me for not being able to be with her. I could feel the separation was slowly destroying us, so I set her free. The best thing for the both of us. Don't think I'll ever forget our time together. As much as I love my wife, I know the love between us is not as real as me and my ex. I married my wife out of convenience.
It's so clear that this man really doesn't love the wife and doesn't care about the wife, because if he really loved the wife and cared for the wife, he could not even take time to embarrass the wife on the internet. I wonder sometimes why these days people cannot keep things to themselves. They want to put their family businesses on the internet. I feel like that is so disrespectful. And sometimes realize some men, if they have you in a relationship, they'll stop valuing you. They'll start thinking that the women they left behind were better. Because life is funny. Sometimes people want what they don't have. People want what they lost. Clearly you see this guy saying that, oh, she lost out on his ex because of the reasons you've really heard in the video. But you realize that this is why he's thinking that that was the love of his life, because he lost her. And people in most cases, they really love what they lose. But just imagine if they ever get back together with the ex, I think he will also say the same thing, that, oh, I miss my previous wife because I loved her better than you. And I think sometimes women may feel bad thinking like, okay, I am not good enough, this guy loved the ex better than me. I think that is not the problem. The problem is most people like what they don't have. Most people want what they have lost. So I don't want people to be thinking they're in a relationship and men start talking like this and they start thinking that they're not good enough. Maybe the ex was better. No, it's not your fault. It is the man. Because whenever some men find you and you allow them in a relationship, your value drops to them. They start thinking since they have you, you have nowhere to go. They lose interest. Now they start thinking about the women they cannot have. And that is funny.
I've never understood the narrative of men don't marry who they love. They just marry who they can when they're ready to get married. To me personally, that sounds like settling, and I don't know why you would want to settle, especially in marriage. I've never really believed in just doing things to do it, just to say, oh, I'm married, oh, I have kids, I have the child that I want. But if y'all are really out there doing that, I think y'all should stop doing it, because you ain't hurting nobody. The only thing you're doing is hurting yourself and that woman you're with. Because you know, and I know, if you're not with the person that you genuinely want to be with, you're going to hurt that person in some way, shape, or form. It doesn't have to always be physically. It could be mentally or emotionally, because you know you're not going to be as willing to work as hard to work on that relationship and or take care of that person's needs mentally and emotionally. Like, you just know, because you're going to get irritated, and after a certain amount of time, you're going to be fed up with the situation. But now you have a wife, you have kids, and what, you're just going to throw that away? And in reality, that's all because you decided just to be with this person just because, so you could get the title and or you could have these kids that you always wanted.
I want to make a confession. And this is very hard for me to say because of how sensitive this person is to me. But as you know, I've been married for a while now, and I have to say the truth that I don't love my wife. When I first married her, I knew I didn't love her. But you see, she was a caring lady. She was someone that always took care of the house things. Even though there were more beautiful ladies that were around me, also begging me technically to marry them, I looked at everything and I saw that, this lady gave me money. Even though I didn't ask for it, but she was always giving me money. This lady took care of the household chores. Even now that we are married, she takes care of everything. All I have to do is just wake up in the morning and go to work. When I come back, the house is clean. The kids are taken care of. I don't have to do anything. Now, if you gave me the choice, I would have said, let me go and marry the beautiful ones. But seeing back with my decision, I made the right decision. Now, I still do not love her as much as I love the other ladies that were more beautiful than her. But I'm always appreciative that I chose her. See how stupid what I just sang, or what I just said sounds, right? Many women embarrass their husband for clicks and likes. Few seconds of fame. For people that will not live with you, you sign a contract on the altar of God and say for better, for worse, yet you are making it worse. You come and embarrass the man, made it look as if he's nothing. Yet I see some of your blood is boiling of those little statements I just made. If you know that you don't want to be embarrassed in public, don't embarrass your own man in public.
Guys, the audacity of some men here on the internet, like, how can you come on the internet and tell the whole world of the internet that you don't love your wife? You married her because she cared for you, because she took care of the house. And then you show like you had many options of beautiful women. And I'm like, what do people be thinking right here on the internet? Because I feel it's so disrespectful. I feel like it's so bad and sad to hear. Because why are men doing this? Why? I'm trying to make this make sense, but it is not making sense. I feel like maybe such men are really tired of their wives, because if you're not even tired of the woman you're with, you're so careful with how you treat her. And clearly, this shows that this man is not treating her woman right, because there's no man who can come on the internet and start saying that if he really respects the woman they're with, or if he really still needs the woman to be in their lives. It means that this guy is really tired of the wife, because there is no way you can just come and say that on the internet. And I'm asking myself, why are people so mean to that extent? Why would you just marry someone because they care about you, because they can look after the house, yet for them they really love you for who you are? Like, it's not fair at all.
Why do you think guys hold on to women that they don't want a relationship with? I like this. I really do. See, I'm interpreting this as a man who stays with a lady knowing she's not the one for him, but he stays in the relationship anyway. Well, let's talk about that, because a lot of men do that. Are you ready? Here we go. Well, a lot of men look at a relationship like a business endeavor. That's a lot of damn investment. As a man, I've invested time, energy, effort, vulnerability, emotion, money. Now let's make the relationship a company. I invested everything I got into this company hoping that it would succeed, and now it's starting to fail. Well, first of all, a lot of men don't want to admit that they failed at something. But that would mean I would have to admit that I failed, take all of my investment out of this company, try to recuperate myself, and then hopefully pour it into a whole nother one. A lot of men don't know if we have the mental fortitude and strength to do all that. So a lot of men will just sit and suffer and hope that things will get better. Now, is that healthy? Hell no. But a lot of men do that because it takes a lot to just let it go.
Might seem sad, but it's really not as sad as it's going to sound. But I do think that the next woman that I settle down with is going to be for coping convenience, because I feel like the love of my life has been and gone already. But that's just how I feel right now.
This doesn't sound sad at all, but it does sound selfish, because the option to remain single has always been there. I hope this video goes viral and every woman that you entertain moving forward knows this is how you feel. I hope she doesn't end up with you for 6 months or a year and wondering why don't you love her if she did something wrong. Come to find out, it was you all along. Poor thing is competing in a rigged game. The winner's already been chosen. These are the kind of men that want to waste your time. You're being dishonest with the internet, but will you be dishonest with her? And you want to play the victim? You want sympathy? Talking about it may sound sad. No, it sounds selfish. If you've ever needed proof before that some men will knowingly waste your time, this man is it. He's telling you he's already met the love of his life and lost it, so he's going to settle for you. I'm sure this man genuinely believes that he's a good guy. You're going to give the woman the gift of settling for her? Oh, you angel. What are you doing walking around out?
Why do people force themselves in two relationships yet they can be single? Clearly, when someone says they're going to settle down for convenience, it means that they really don't like relationships or marriage, but they're just forcing themselves to get into such a situation. And I'm like, everyone has a right to being single. Everyone has a right to be in a relationship. It's not a crime at all. So why do people choose to settle down for convenience? That is something that bothers me a lot, because I feel like it's not fair when it comes to the other party. Like, if someone gets to realize that you just settle down with them for convenience, yet for them they came to you genuinely and honest with you, trying to show you that they have feelings for you, they love you, they want to be with you, they want to share their life with you, and then you come in just to settle down for convenience. And then sometimes the funny bit about it, some people are not honest about it. They also start telling their partners that they love them, they want to share their life with them, yet they're just settling down with them. And thank God for the internet, because it helps us understand sometimes what we don't know. People are trying to admit that they're trying to settle down for convenience, and it's helping people to do better, so that when they are choosing partners, they look out for signs that show that this person wants to just settle down. And if you ever find someone who really wants to just settle down with you, you have to let go of such men, because there are better men outside there who will really love you for who you are, and they're ready also to share their love with you. They're ready to share their life with you.
Sad part about getting older is realizing that nobody gets in a relationship or a marriage out of how much they love someone. They do it out of convenience and timing. Literally everything good in life takes a shit ton of work. Nothing comes easy. So if you want to date your dream women or woo over your crush or some girl that you've been wanting for a while, that takes a lot of work. That fact is most men just don't want to do that. They'll just go up to the first woman who's willing to put up with their bullshit, and then boom, that's who they're with now. That's why half of y'all's parents are either divorced or sleeping in separate rooms. They didn't choose their partner based off of, oh my God, they make me feel good. They help me. They make me want to be a better person. No, they pick their partner off of, I'm 28. I'm done with college. I want to settle down. I want to start a family. Most Americans pick their relationship partners in the same way that they would pick a partner for like a high school science project. They're like, oh shit, I don't have a partner. John from across the classroom, he doesn't have one either. Let's link up, I guess. And that's really sad when you think about it, but it's true. I would rather be painfully single than dating some girl I only half about just so I have someone to hang out with this fall, or I have a girl to roll up to a house party with. It's like, but that's how the majority of people are. They want to date for convenience. I hope this helps.
Why do men marry women that they don't really want to marry? Okay, well, a lot of people don't chase their dream, right? Or they don't know what they want to do with their life. So we have the tendency to settle into a job that we don't want to do, or some of us don't even obtain that. We get something that's good enough, or we call ourselves doing the right thing because our dream is something that we fear or unaware of it, or is it something that we believe that we can't obtain? So you settle into this, you settle into what you know and what's easy and what's in front of you, instead of going to chase what you really want. Or when you get this so-called dream and you're greedy and you don't know how to be satisfied with what you have, you continue to want more. And when you want more and you continue to want more and you don't know how to be humble and you can't satisfy your own thirst, or you've never, or let's say if you experience this dream and you want to continue to chase a high, you'll never be satisfied. And the people who settle, who don't find their dreams, there's people who don't have a clue what their dream is, and they just get stuck in a job and they get stuck in a routine. Yes, a marriage becomes a job, a marriage becomes routine.
I think it's multiple reasons for that, but I'm going to give you two that I think about. And the first one being that some guys actually do love the woman, but they're so young and immature, they haven't grew up yet and haven't passed their whole phase, so they're trying to keep that woman around long enough to where they pass through their whole phase and they can just be with her and love her and be the man that they supposed to be. And I know y'all think like, why don't they just do it? Like it's easy. For every man, it's not just that easy. And the second one being, a lot of guys, they just take advantage of a great woman. She cook, clean, hold down the house, make sure the kids good, all this stuff, while he just there, barely paying bills, barely helping out, but he just there. And he don't want her to be doing all that other stuff, all this great stuff for another guy. So you're like, I'm sticking around. This is my girl. I ain't letting nobody have her. And he just taking advantage of a great woman. And a lot of times that happens because there's a lot of great women out there.
If you're an extremely beautiful woman and you're wondering why these men are overlooking you, and you might see them with a bigger woman or an unattractive woman, And the reason is they feel like they can get over on a bigger woman or an unattractive woman. They feel like they don't have to provide as much. They look at you and they know for a fact that you got other men vying for the position. So they don't want to put up with the headache. They don't want to put up with treating you right. So they'll go for a bigger or unattractive woman, because we've been taught growing up that bigger or unattractive women are easy and they're going to put up with a lot more. And if you get into the right movement with them, they'll probably let you walk all over them like a doormat. We are taught that unattractive women and bigger women have a low self-esteem. So these men definitely don't want to deal with women that's going to actually put up a fight. These men don't want to deal with women who's going to make them actually live up to expectations. So they will go with the less attractive woman. They will go with the bigger woman, because these men want convenience. They don't want a challenge. Think about it for a second. How many of your unattractive girlfriends got a man? How many of your bigger girlfriends got a man? Now you know what.
Cap theory is that, yes, it's real. When a man is ready, he's going to settle down. But the thing is, it's not an arbitrary number. He's not just going to make X amount of dollars per month and then settle down with the first girl that he sees. How it actually works is that a guy is going to have to get to a place where he feels like he's made it, where he feels confident enough in himself that he can be with a woman and provide. And the irony here is that a woman can actually help him get to this point. Not that she can make him a better person, but with her saying the right things and being there for him over and over again, consistently showing up, he's going to feel that much better and more confident in that person, in that relationship. So yeah, it is important that a guy gets to a place where he feels like he's ready to settle down. But it also matters what that person that he's dating is like in that time period. She can be a catalyst for that, or she can be a setback for that. And if it's an ambitious guy and she's a setback, he's going to leave her. But if it's a good girl and she's showing patience and she's with him and she's building trust, he might just...
I think you've heard the men who have admitted that they settle down with their wives, and I think it's really sad to hear, and I don't think anyone deserves such men in case they're really in a serious relationship and they love their men. It's not a good thing at all, because sometimes women are in a relationship with such men and they think that they have someone who loves them, because such men, they can have the audacity to come on the internet to say that they really settle down with their wives, but while they're in a relationship with their wives at home, they cannot even talk to their wives about that. They'll pretend that they really love them because they want what the wife gives them, and that is the care. Like the way you had some man saying, like they married their wife because she really cares, but if it wasn't for that, I think that man wouldn't have stayed with her, because the man clearly said that she really didn't love the wife. She loved what the wife was offering, and that is not a good thing. I think people should really date and stay in marriage with people that they really love and care for. And also men should stop lying women that they love them and care for them, yet they've just settled. Because as I've told you, if these men told their wives in person that they really didn't care about them, they didn't love them, I don't think they would stay in such marriages. But because they still want what the women offer, they pretend that they love them and care for them, because they can't go away. They want to stay and enjoy the benefits that the woman offers in marriage, which is not a cool thing. Women have to be careful and know the partners they have, if they really love them for who they are or they're just using them. And I think such men are settling down because sometimes they have the fear of staying alone, and they think that the clock is ticking and they're getting older and they're really scared. They think like they might not enjoy life with a partner, and then they end up getting any woman that comes their way at that point of time when they feel like the clock is ticking. Many men are really scared to grow old alone. They are thinking that, oh, I will not have a woman who can take care of me when I get older. I'll be alone. So that scares them so much, and they end up just settling down with the woman they find at that point of time when they are feeling that way. That is why you find such men not loving their women, right? Not liking their women because they didn't have a better option. The option that was around at that point of time is the option they took on, which is really sad. We also have some men who are really settling down because of peer pressure. You know, there are some men, when they see all their friends getting married, all their friends in a relationship, they start feeling left out. They start getting embarrassed that they don't have anyone in their lives. So you find such men at that point of time get married to any woman who comes their way at that point of time. You realize many men have made a lot of wrong decisions when it comes to marriage because of peer pressure. And sometimes even their friends are forcing them to get someone. They're telling them, oh, you're the one left out, you need to get someone. They start even forcing them to connect with some women, even if they don't love them, even if they don't like them. So they end up thinking that they really love them. So they make a major decision of getting married to such women. And then what happens when they get into the marriage, they start realizing that they just settle down, which is really sad that people are making such decisions based on peer pressure. But it really does happen, and we have to really be careful when it comes to having such men in our lives. If you realize that a man really wants you because they feel like they're left out, you need to think twice as a woman, because you don't deserve such a man. A man has to be sure that this is what he really wants. It's not because the friends are forcing him to get a woman. Even men have to be careful. You have to get married because you are really ready and you love the person you're getting married to, not because of the pressure that comes from your friends, because this will help you to choose the right partner for yourself, and you will not be having regrets in marriage. So this goes out to men and women. Men have to be careful. They don't have to make the decision of marriage based on peer pressure, and women have to also avoid men who are clearly choosing wives because of peer pressure. Again, some men are settling down because of their family, because you realize there's some men who are fathers who are really so much into their business. There are some men who have family members who are so much into their businesses. So you realize that when some men grow older and they're mature enough, their parents start asking them, when are you getting a wife? When are you bringing your woman here? When are you having a child? You're getting older. You realize this makes some men to quickly look for wives during that time when they're trying to ask them when they're going to get married. And they end up finding any woman who comes their way during that time. And what happens? They get realized when they get into marriage that they just settle down because they were forced by their families to look for someone to settle down with, which is also not a good thing at all. You wonder why some men are really influenced by their families, because as a woman you don't have to have such a man who really makes decisions based on other people's opinions, because this is a major decision. This is a woman you're going to stay with for the rest of your life. Why do you have to allow other people to force you or to pressure you into choosing the woman? You're supposed to make that decision yourself. And for a woman, you don't deserve such a man. You deserve a man who can make his own decision when it comes to major decisions like that. So decisions of starting a family of his own. These are major decisions. I think that alone is also making men to settle down with the partners that they really don't love and care for, because the families are doing a lot of this. They are forcing these men into marriages because they are pressuring them to look for women when they get older. They are pressuring them to have children and a family even when men are not ready. And for men, you have to make sure you make your own decision when it comes to family decisions, a family that you're going to start of your own. You have to make sure that you as a person, you are very okay with the decision. You have to make sure that no one is forcing you to do this. and you have to take your time to get that right partner without any pressure, because you don't have to settle down. Because when you settle down, it affects you as a man, it affects the partner you're having, and it affects your children, because you're going to be sad in the relationship. That's why you're hearing these men trying to confess on the internet that they really settle down with their wives, and it shows they're sad, they're not happy. Because if someone is happy, there is no way you can be disrespectful to your wife on the internet, meaning they're also not happy in their relationships because they settle down with their wives. And then even the wives, I know they can't be happy, because someone who is admitting that they settle down with you, meaning they're also not treating you well in a relationship. So everyone in that relationship will be suffering because of your decision as a man. So men have to be careful. They have to make the right decision. I think also some men are just settling down with women because they're really exhausted from the dating scene. You know, there are some men who are always disappointed whenever they are dating. If they get the woman they love, sometimes this woman disappoints them. Sometimes they try to pursue women that they really love and care for. These women reject them for a long time. So sometimes they end up giving up on themselves. They think like they don't deserve the women that they really love and care for. So when the time reaches for them to get into marriage, they don't waste time with trying to be patient and dating right and looking for the right one. Any woman that comes their way, and if that woman shows that they really care about them, if that woman shows that they are really into them, they will not think twice. They will just propose to such a woman, and then they'll get married, even if they don't really have feelings for them, even if they don't really like them. They'll think that getting back to the dating scene will be so hard for them because they've seen it. So they end up just settling down with any woman. And such men end up just settling. And sometimes they're really sad in their relationships because they are wishing they got what they really wanted, but they don't have it. And it's really sad. But I think men should also understand sometimes that whenever you want something, whenever you want something, you can get it. It's all about patience. You have to be patient, because when you're patient enough, you get the right person, the person that you really want. I think some men are settling down with any woman because they don't have the energy to look for the woman they really love and care for genuinely. Because, it takes a lot of time and energy to really find someone that you really love and care for, because you have to take your time. You have to pursue them. You have to be there for them during courtship in order for you to have them and marry them. So they end up opting for women who are chasing them, who are looking for them, because there are some women who don't wait for men to approach them. They're the ones who approach men. And such men who settle down sometimes opt for women who are pursuing them. So in most cases, when a man allows a woman to pursue them, in most cases, it means they are settling down with this woman, because naturally men are supposed to pursue women. They're supposed to look for women and confess their love to them first, so that they can get them into a love relationship, so that they can marry them. So such men who don't have energy to pursue women, they end up getting women who pursue them, and they just settle down with them. That is why you end up seeing some men just settling down with women, and those are the men you're finding on the internet complaining that they're not in marriage with the people they really love. They just settle down with the women they're having, which is really sad. I think we have to do better, men and women. Women, we should make sure we choose men who love us and care for us. We have to look out for the signs that show us that these men are just settling down with us. And men, you should avoid settling down with any woman. Yes, it's possible you can get someone you love and care for in a relationship if you take your time, if you believe in yourself that you can get that person. You don't have to give up on yourself, because settling down will really affect you as a man in a negative way. You'll be sad in a relationship. you also make the people in the relationship with you so sad, especially your children will also pick up the energy that you're having, because you'll be a sad person in the relationship, and then your children will be able to feed on that energy, which is not a good one for the children and also the mother of your children. So men, please, you need to do better. Stop just choosing any partner because you need to settle down. Choose people you love and care for, because it will be good for you, for your partner and your children. And that's it for today, guys. If you have anything to add on this topic, share your thoughts in our comment section. It's been your girl Joanne, complete as always. Take care of your beautiful lives. I'd like to wish you a wonderful day. Till next time, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. I love you guys. Bye.